Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Book It Better, greatest of all time, Tourney of the Goats, if you will. It is our 200 subscriber tournament. My name is Max Whitman, as always, your host with the most, bringing you live action. Today we got round 2, night 3. Samoa Joe, the man who upset HBK in round 1 and sent them packing, much to my chagrin, goes one-on-one with the Giant, the Big Show, Paul White, whatever you want to call him, whatever you know him as. They go one-on-one here tonight. Does Samoa Joe have another upset? Would it be? Yes, it would be an upset. Does Samoa Joe have another upset in him? Or will the Giant make short work of Samoa Joe in the same way he did of Blue Demon? Then, in our main event, the number 13 seed, Bret Hart, fresh off a victory over Chris Benoit, taking on the number 20 seed, AJ Styles, off his victory over Randy Orton. Fantastic main event, possibly one of the better main events of this tournament. Quick recap of last night. Ricky Dozon loses to Eddie Guerrero in a big upset. Eddie Guerrero hit 5 frog splashes. Triple H mopped the floor, essentially, with Andre the Giant in another upset. The night before that, Antonio Inoki defeated Bruno Sammartino and Riki Choshu with the upset of the century, eliminating Hulk Hogan. Let's get right into the action. Entry finished. On to the tournament we go. It is Samoa Joe. It is Big Show opening up our night. I want to welcome you all to round 2, the third night of round 2. It is, as always, been a pleasure. And I'm learning more and more about this game as I go along, more and more about the engine behind it. I've still yet to actually play a match in Fire Row. So I don't really know, control-wise, I don't really know, control's intuitive. I don't really know, I can't really give a real solid review on it. What I do like about the game, though, is that it has come up with some big upsets. Maybe too many upsets, frankly, but I say that as somebody who hasn't really watched a whole lot of vintage New Japan. So maybe Riki Choshu would have gone over Hulk Hogan. I don't really know. We get started here. I'm in a weird position here because I had Shawn Michaels winning the whole tournament. Samoa Joe obviously upset him and knocked him out in round 1, choked him out. Coquina Clutch put HBK out. And so I hold a grudge against Joe, but at the same time, I kind of feel like, well, if my guy's going to lose in the first round, I may as well jump on the guy who beat him. I may as well jump on his bandwagon. So there's a part of me that now wants to see Joe go all the way. Part of me wants Big Show to mop the floor with him because I'm mad because he knocked out my guy. And the other part of me just wants Joe to go all the way and win the whole damn thing because he knocked out my guy. So at least I can say if my guy got eliminated in the first round, at least he got eliminated by the eventual winner. We're going to get a count out? Jesus, I thought we were going to get a count out a minute 50 seconds into the match. There's part of me wants to, hey, got eliminated in the first round, but it was by the eventual winner of the tournament. Although, as of now, 2 minutes into the match, it's not looking good for Joe. Remember, Big Show mopped the floor, wiped the floor with Blue Demon. And so far, he has done the exact same thing to Joe. Here's a cover. I'll be surprised if that gets anything close to a 3 count. So far, Big Show has pretty much done to Samoa Joe exactly what he did to Blue Demon. No offense for Joe. Big Show going for a lot of covers here early on. Now, speaking from a kayfabe point of view, a lot of covers, I think it's actually one thing that is sort of underrated and underused in wrestling today. Oh, here's a choke slam. Choke slam, that could be it. That could be it. 4 minutes into the match. 2, and, 2.9. I was saying before that, one of the most underused things in pro wrestling today, I think, is the pinfall. In kayfabe, it makes sense why you would go for pins that you're almost certain you wouldn't win. And the reason for that is standing in Seguri there. Oh, and a big boot counter from the Giant. The reason that you would go for a lot of pins is you force your opponent to kick out. So from a kayfabe point of view, it makes sense to go for pin after pin after pin because you force your opponent to continuously kick out. And I think it's something that a lot of people don't really think about, you know, and as a result, you don't see it all that often. You know, and just seeing Big Show go for, you know, 4 pins in the first 4 minutes, maybe, you know, kind of made me think of that. But yeah, you know, I really like to try, you know, and look, we're all smartened up, right? We all know what wrestling is, what pro wrestling is and isn't. But I like to try and think, when I watch wrestling, I like to try and view everything in kayfabe, even though, you know, I know what it is. I know what's going on. I just find it more fun to think in kayfabe terms. And so, you know, when you start to justify, crossface here, you know, and I try and start to think about why guys would do certain things kayfabe-wise. And to me, it just makes it more enjoyable. I like to sit down and, for the hour or so that I'm watching a week, suspend disbelief and imagine that it's real. You know. This has been all Big Show, though, by the way. I'm going on a little bit of a rant here, but this has been all Big Show. Both men in the ropes now. Joe tried for this. Oh! Big Show building, well, keeping the momentum, essentially. It's not going to work, Joe. Try that again. Oh, he's going to go all the way out of the ring, all the way up and over. Vertical suplex over the top rope.
3.
Big Show not going to waste any time, going right out after him, and Joe treats him with, the Coquina Clutch. Coquina Clutch. Well, you're not going to get a victory out there on the outside of the ring, but that is the move that put an end to Shawn Michaels.
15.
We may get a count out here. Nope. Boy, I don't see any way Joe wins this match. I don't see any way Joe can win this match at this point. We're 10 minutes in. Joe has had almost no offense. He's already taken a choke slam. I don't see it happening. Right back to that crossface, though. We're going to get a rope break.
10 minutes gone.
Yeah, if Joe wants to win it, he better start soon. He better start soon, and Big Show showing no sign. I gotta be honest, I mean, after watching this match and the first round match, I mean, I'm assuming Big Show's gonna win it, right? I mean, a lot can change, but I'm assuming Big Show's gonna win it. I mean, Big Show is showing himself as one of the favorites, I would think. Oh, here's a choke slam. That's it. That's your ball game, folks. Cover him up. Count it. 1, 2, 3. That's your ball game. Wow. A second dominant performance from the Big Show, Paul White. Destroyed Blue Demon. Destroyed Samoa Joe. You have got to put a 74 rated match. You have got to put the Giant. If you're a betting man at this point, I don't think a lot of people had him going very far, but at this point in the tournament, if you followed his matches, you've seen both his matches at this point, you have got to put him as one of your possible favorites. Now, in our main event, we'll get Bret Hart versus AJ Styles. I'm not sure that either one of these guys, just based on what we've seen from the Giant so far, I'm not sure either one of those guys has what it takes to beat him. And if he can win that match, I mean, you're talking, I mean, he's already, on into the Elite Eight. There's not that much that's going to stop the Giant right now. You've got to feel like he might be the guy right now. If you got to change your bets, if you're hedging bets on somebody who's just still in the tournament as of this moment, I don't see how it's not the Giant. I mean, those are back-to-back dominant performances. Folks, don't go anywhere. Stay right there. We'll be right back with our main event, Bret Hart versus AJ Styles. And we are back, folks. We are back again. We are here for our main event. It is now time for our main event of the evening. Making his way to the ring from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, Bret Hitman Hart. And his opponent from Atlanta, Georgia. Is he from Atlanta? He's not from Atlanta, is he? I don't know where he's from. He's from Georgia, though. The phenomenal AJ Styles. I'm excited for this one. This is one match that I am actually excited for. I want to go back and talk about the Giant match, though, the Big Show match. God. I mean, I know I said it. You know, we talked about it before the break, but how is he not the favorite right now? Hogan's out. I mean, you look at the guys that are out. I mean, Hogan's out. Andre's out. You know, Shawn Michaels is out. Cena's out. What were the other I'm trying to see some of the other big names that are out at this point. You know, Tanahashi's out. Okada's out. I don't see how the Big Show's not the favorite right now. I mean, The Undertaker, maybe. I can see The Undertaker still being a favorite. I think a lot of people are sleeping on The Undertaker. Vader for sure could find a groove. I gotta take maybe after this episode, or excuse me, definitely after this round. When this round is over, we make it down to the two down here. We make it down to the Sweet 16. I may do a Sweet 16 episode. Sorry, I'm looking at my bracket here. I may do a Sweet 16 preview episode, sort of, where I talk about some matchups, highlight a couple guys' paths to the finals, and sort of revamp my predictions. You know, knowing what we know about the top 16, about the Sweet 16 at that point. Kind of talk about, you know, who's got the easiest paths, who's got the easiest road to the finals, who's got one of the harder roads. You know, we don't have 64 guys, we're down to 16. Might be a good time to kind of do something like that. Bret's going for the sharpshooter, locks it in early, 4 minutes in. You know, you're not going to get a tap out this early, but you will start to wear down that back and break down what strength AJ has there. AJ with the running knee. Bret with a nice suplex into a cover. So I may do something like that for the Sweet 16, because sometimes the bracket can get a little convoluted when you're, you know, when you got so many guys, it's just match after match after match after match. You can lose sight of some of the matchups, and you lose sight of the fact that there are some guys who maybe aren't as talented as some of the other guys, but just based on their path to the finals, you may see them deep in this tournament. You know, and again, even off the top of my head, I can't really think of one, you know, someone like that, you know, who that is. But maybe we'll do that. We'll do a Sweet 16 kind of Sweet 16 outlook show, so to speak. Bret's going to the top, drops that fist, misses it. Styles going to lock in a calf crusher. Well, we'll call it a calf crusher. I think that's basically what that is. It's not a true calf crusher, but I think it's probably as close as the game's going to get. We're going to get it. It's a Styles Clash. Styles Clash. Hits it. Rolls him over into the cover. 1, 2. Kick out at 2 by Bret. Open-handed smacks right to the face. Styles patiently waiting. And a drop kick from the top rope. Missile drop kick. Dragging Bret back out to the center of the ring. Goes for the cover.
1, 2.
2 count, and that's about it. I'm a bit of a Bret mark. I'd like to see Bret go deep into this tournament. Into the corner, ramming that elbow in. Styles, though, comes out with the advantage. Styles to the top, dropping that knee to the back from the top rope. Double axe handle to the top of the head. Goes for that cover. 2 count, kick out by Styles. Rolls. Oh no, there's a calf. Well, maybe that's the calf crusher. That may be the calf crusher there. Again, not a true calf crusher, but I'm not sure which one of those two moves he hit would be technically considered his calf crusher. Dropping that knee again to the back. It's been a pretty good even match. Although I would say, if I had to guess right now, Styles probably has the advantage, but not by much. And sharpshooter center of the ring. Sharpshooter center of the ring. Brett locks it in. Again, still early. You may not get the tap, but you're gonna start working that lower back of Styles, slowing him down and setting him up. Rolls him up. 2. Kick out after 2. And a big pile driver. Right back into the sharpshooter. He's got him again. Sharpshooter in the center of the ring. This is what I'm talking about. Brett, over and over with that sharpshooter. You may not get the tap out immediately, but over and over again, right back into a roll-up again. Oh, 2.9. Well, one thing Brett has right now, Brett showing his technical ability, showing that technically speaking, he might just be the best in the world. He might just be the greatest of all time. Styles has the flashiness, Styles has the aerial ability, but one area where Brett's going to have the advantage tonight is in that technical wrestling ability. Those reversals are going to be huge for Brett, and he might be a little bit stronger. Styles, the discus clothesline to the top rope. 450 splash into the cover. That could do it. 2.9. I thought he got him. Oh, Styles Clash. Styles Clash. 450 into the Styles Clash. Rolling through it for the win to the Sweet 16. No. Oh, and it's another one, a third. Back-to-back, a third Styles Clash. I don't know if he's going to get it. Yeah, there won't be a rope break here. 1, 2, going to the Sweet 16. No. Well, not even a 2.9 there. Not even a 2.9 there. That was not a good sequence for Bret Hart. Not a good sequence for Bret at all. And it completely turns the tables in this match. Drop kick plants Bret. Yeah, that sequence completely turns the tables. Bret gonna try and mount some offense here, but he's in a little bit of trouble after that. He's gonna feel that. Going for that suplex, not gonna get it. Styles reverses into a DDT. Backbreaker by Bret. Bret sends him into the ropes, meets him in the middle, running bulldog, plants him in the center of the ring. Oh, Bret looked like he had something in mind there, but Styles quick to his feet. 3 forearms to the head by Styles. Styles into the ropes. Tilt-the-world DDT. Bret now into the corner, into the turnbuckle. Styles follows it up with a drop kick and drops the knee to the midsection. Bret's in a bit of trouble here. Bret's in a lot of trouble here, actually. I shouldn't even say a bit. Bret's in a lot of trouble.
1, 2,
over the top.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Bret going for a chair there.
9, 10.
The 10 count.
11.
Bret rolls back in.
13.
Styles trying to get his bearings about him. He better hurry.
15.
Drop kick misses. Discus misses. Bret sends him into the ropes, meets him in the middle, misses. Into the ropes again, meets him in the midsection with a knee. Bret now off the ropes, and a running bulldog. What a match this has been. Styles first to his feet though, and sends Bret right back to the outside. This has been a great match.
3.
This has been a really good match. One of the matches that I've really been looking forward to, and it hasn't disappointed. I have no idea who's going to win. Neither man has really made head and shoulders an advantage over the other man. They've both had their runs. Bret controlled the early portion. Styles has controlled the late portion. But both men really putting themselves in a good position to pick up a win here, and it could just be a matter of the next finisher. Bret gonna work that chin, weird chin lock. do it, though. We close in on the 20-minute mark here at 19 minutes. To the top, 450 splash, into the cover. That could do it. Heading to the Sweet 16, though. In the ropes goes Brett. Standing drop kick, meets him and plants him in the center of the ring. Brett counters with a toe hold. Up and over, vertical suplex, both men down. Brett to his feet first, now Styles. And the two are going to exchange blows. Chop, right, Discus clothesline from Styles plants Brett. Brett reverses what looked to be a German suplex. Right back to that rear chin lock. No, he tapped him! He tapped him! Brett tapped him with a chin lock. Bret Hart taps him out with a rear chin lock. What the hell? Who would have thought it? Who would have thought? He taps him out with a chin lock. It's a 98 rated match, and it deserves every bit of that 98. If I was grading it, I would have probably gone with a 95, and the 5% would have been because I thought it was a shit ending. I don't like tapping out to the chin lock. I don't see it happening in real life. I can certainly believe that Brett would tap Styles out. I don't have any issue with Styles tapping to Hart, but I do have an issue with him tapping to a rear chin lock. So to me, that would have really taken away from the match. But it does get a 98%. It definitely lives up to the hype. That's going to do it, guys. That's going to do it for tonight. Join me tomorrow night. Join me tomorrow night when Sting takes on Jerry Lawler. Boy, that's an 80s wet dream, isn't it? That is an 80s wet dream. Sting takes on Jerry Lawler, and Brock Lesnar takes on Shinsuke Nakamura. That's a strong style wet dream. So, good show tomorrow night. Sting versus Jerry Lawler, Brock Lesnar versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Folks, my name is Max Whitman. Thank you for joining. Go ahead and click like, click subscribe. Come on right back tomorrow night. I will see you when I see you.